blockers as well. They cannot get drawn into playing China's game tonight. This going to be clicked. Is supported by Jafar Ali of Brunei near side. The countdown is finished. It's Japan in blue with the first serve today, and they'll want the match to carry on exactly like that. An ace serve comes in for Nichika Yamada.
Doesn't start any better for Japan than an ace, and in the home crowd of China. And remember, the first match for China took a little bit for them to warm up for the home crowd, but quickly turned it around.
Tallest player on the team at 184. Oh my goodness, went after Wang Yunlu again, and that's back-to-back errors in the passing game for Wang.
2 aces in a row. That's the ultimate energy Japan needs walking into the Lions' Den tonight.
Well, that gives them something to defend. I wonder if she'll go straight after Wang again. No, this time it's switched up to Li Ying-Ying, and Li rips it cross court. Lovely quick set, lovely fast tempo to that offense. China on the board.
Great pass from Li Ying-Ying. That shows you how important it is for Japan to serve tough, because when China is in system, it is so hard to stop that offense.
Li now at the end line. Ooh, sneaky one for Iwasaki, and it almost worked. They'll get a free ball out of this. Where does Iwasaki go this time? Send it straight down the middle, and that's a clever hit from Ayaka Araki. Don't attack straight down the middle. You've got to move it around the sides.
Araki and her signature goggles already making an impact early on. Again, beating out the defense, going left of the hands.
Iwasaki. They're looking to, I mean, I know that's a service error, but they're looking to go really ultra-aggressive on their service game, as you have to.
That's a good point. Iwasaki already testing China earlier with that dump, trying to see what she can get away with. Same thing with her serving.
Here's Wang Yuan. Decent enough pass. Back set, and that's a clean hit from Mayu Ishikawa. Very clean going into that block.
Ishikawa not going to be intimidated by China's hands in taking advantage of the late press by Win.
Ishikawa now at the end line. Really going after Wang, aren't they? They might have found a weakness there, they think. Hayashi. Well, that's a winner as well. Kotono Hayashi getting the better of the block. Playing it really smart on the outside at the moment, Japan. And Tai Bin's not too impressed with this.
And that's how Hayashi has to play, is smart. She's not going to be the hardest hitter in the gym, but she can absolutely be the smartest. She's reading the hands of China, going off the fingers, and testing out early what's going to work against them.
Well, I'll tell you what's working for Japan at the moment. Everything. Which is why he's just called a timeout here. I mean, it's early days, but China have come out, obviously, with a game plan, and they're executing that game plan very effectively early here. Now, that's the big question, though. Can they keep this going?
Well, in China's last match against the Netherlands, there was a large crowd, too, and they had a slower start. You got to use the crowd to your side, and eventually China absolutely turned it around. But right now, Japan just knocking them off the feet from the service line.
Once Japan had a loss, it was against Brazil on their opening match, a 5-setter. That's a nice pass from Wang. Yeah, that's more in system. Japan, in fact, nobody else is going to defend that.
Yuanxia, you are just so physical at the net. Not just tall, but that arm span, that reach. So athletic.
Again, the passing game is absolutely in sync, and it allows Hayashi to just pick up poison again, goes cross court. Again, hitting in the gaps between blockers. Araki at 6'3". And this time they mix it up, and that's going to allow Wang to attack. She unloaded on that one. Wow.
Yunlu Wang, great spot. It was a good attempt by Japan. Sometimes the hit is just that hard, left of your screen. That's a great block setup by Japan, but she's able to go over those hands, barely grasping that fingertip.
Wang Yunlu then will stay on serve. Ishikawa with a nice pass, and that's got to be down the line from Sarina Koga, and is continuing to hit with great efficiency early here in this match, Japan.
Koga's so springy. She had 19 points against France. She is absolutely someone China has to contain, especially when it comes to that line shot of hers.
So Hayashi at the end line then. Staying aggressive. I mean, yeah, there's going to be service errors from Japan the way they're serving.
High risk, high reward. A team that has a lot of aces almost always is going to have a lot of missed serves as well. It just depends on the miss. It's not in the net. It needs to be close to the line.
But they cannot serve soft against China. It's just going to be smashed back at them. Yuan, that's not the greatest of passes now. A tough one to take on. I say tough. I mean, she's made that look very easy, Koga.
Koga does make it look easy, and it's her form. It's so graceful. It doesn't even look aggressive. She just sees that read in front of her and goes through that tiny split.
I tell you, these Chinese blockers having a bit of trouble early with the Japan hitters. Yo will send that one all the way across, and it's another huge rip from Li Yingying.
Li Yingying, the lethal lefty. Japan has to commit to their read and make sure they can get a body on the floor, platform out, do whatever you can to get the dig.
The line serve. Ishikawa will send it back, and for the first time in the match, we see the China block as Ishikawa gets wiped out by Wang.
And Wang turned back a little early. Japan almost had that coverage. China has to be careful on continuing that play until it hits the ground.
So China starting to build up some momentum now as well. Just a point behind here. Back set. No winner there for Yamada. She gets contained, and that's where the winners are going to come from. Oh, I thought she dropped it in, but Gong goes just long.
I thought I was in from Gong as well.
Yeah.
You blink and you're going to miss it. The crowd definitely was hoping it was in, but that's a great miss. That close. Oh, is that even an inch? That was a great shot.
That may not even be a centimeter.
Yeah.
That's how close it was. Yamada serving Wang. Quick early take, and they've rescued the situation here. She'll go for it here, Koga. And the back set, Lee again goes sneaky off a Wang set.
Good shot by Li Yingying. That little tip when she sees Japan really far pulled back. Again, Japan's block looks good. It's just not as tall as China's hitters.
So here's Lee. Ishikawa with the there's the big aggressive one from Koga, and that's a swing and a miss from the Japan skipper, and just like that, China now level. Or is it? Does it take something on the way through?
And Koga and that hit at least overcorrecting, trying to avoid the block. So the block right now, she can either touch the block and try and get a tool or go over. And if you go over, it's probably going to keep going out.
Bit of movement on the net as made Masayoshi Manabe decide to take a closer look at this, and we'll take one of his 2 challenges. What have we got? What have we got? Not seeing it.
I didn't see anything.
Not seeing it at all, actually. There's the movement, and he's been fooled by that late run into the net from the attacker. Certainly nothing there defensively. So that's a challenge burned early here. They only get 2 per set. Lee cross court. Again, we'll go to the back set. That's a pickup, but no, too good a hit. Too good a hit.
And both these teams are still testing each other, seeing what block the blocker is going to commit on for the hitter.
Iwasaki. Wang has settled down after that slow start in the passing game. Come back over to Ishikawa, who's absolutely nailed that one. Nobody home deep there for China, and she's just dropped it perfectly inside the line.
Beautiful swing by Ishikawa, and not just that late split. She has such great vision. And how quickly she decides.
Again, find the gaps between the blockers. It sounds simple, but at the moment, Japan doing that consistently well. Lee gets the pass this time. A contained block comes in. And that's going to get picked up as well. And that's where they can do so much work. Ishikawa not going to get a winner there. Big bump set. The little dink. And it's good enough.
A couple times now, China is scoring off the tip. Japan doing such a good job at digging the hard hits from China, but they have to keep in mind they have shot selection as well.
Gong, the power hitting opposite, with a touch of finesse there. Keep China's offense ticking over. This back set is working effectively, but it'll come straight over off the Ishikawa attack. Araki can't get it. The contain from Yuan. And now, in she comes out of the back row. Li Ying electrifies a 6,000 crowd here with a big power swing.
Absolutely no way anyone was getting this ball from Li Ying up from the back row. Look at this approach. Look where she lands, right at the net. That's how much room she's taking up. That's how long her approach is.
The only way she doesn't score a point there is a foot fault, but there was no sniff of that either. Or was there?
Didn't see it.
Oh, somebody did. Oh, that's nice. Taken beautifully off the block. China keeping their composure here, and Koga, their captain, has got to be the key to that. One of the highest scorers in this year's VNL. 117 points going into this match, fourth in the competition. Ishikawa's down the line serve is really well picked up, and again Japan will get a piece of this. Araki takes on Yuan and gets the better of her as well.
Japan just being so scrappy right now, and they're really problem solving. They're seeing the blocks, the shots that China is giving them, and they're making sure they're reading around the defense. The fans here just waiting for China to give them some big attacks, some big digs, get that energy going again.
It's been a really good rally from Japan, who started fast, and you get to 9-all, and I think a lot of people in this audience were thinking, oh, that's it, we're going to go through now, we're going to start stepping it up. But in fact, it's Japan that have stepped up since 9-all.
And some teams do their best with their backs against the wall, and that's definitely Japan. All the pressure is on them. They are literally in the Lions Den. They're in front of some awesome, creative fans.
We're getting you one of those. You'd look good in that.
Oh, I love yellow. It makes her tan.
It's your color. Ishikawa and serving, and a bit of a stretch there, but the easy put away, feed the middle, and Yuan taking that so high, so early, you don't stop those.
Even when Yuan's a little late, she has that arm reach to make sure she can still reach that ball with a solid hit.
They needed that off the timeout as well. China with some work to do here. Iwasaki will send that backside. Hayashi can't get the better of the block. Wang, she can't get the better of the block. Great contain work here for Japan defensively. Li Ying-ying's been asked to do a lot there. Not sure that was the right direction to take the offense.
China just so out of system and giving Li Ying that hit. Look, it's behind her head, so she's really off balance, reaching over her shoulder. Not a comfortable hit whatsoever.
But a very comfortable block point for Araki, who is now serving. High bump set. Ooh, this is where China don't want to be getting involved. Oh, is that caught the line? Yes, it has.
Beautiful cut shot by Koga. She sees China a little rattled, not in their base and steady, and she drops that thumb and forces the ball. Look at her thumb. It's literally facing behind, facing the crowd behind her. That means that ball's going to cut really short.
Now, Wang Yunlu's had a bit of trouble in the passing game. Has been sat down, and Wu Mingjie will check in. That's an ace. Wow. Well, you said it right from the get-go here, Shelby. They're going aggressive on serve as they have to, and they really are getting the rewards at the moment.
And the fact that Japan is scoring on the libero for China.
Rocky's staying there. Decent pass this time. But Wu can't get a winner. There's no winner on the other side either. Lovely mix-up of the point of attack, and Araki can't get it. It's going to be a real tough take here for Wu. Oh, get out of here. Oh, my goodness. That wasn't easy. An absolute sizzling cross-court winner from Wu.
And Wu with the easy decision to go right for that cut shot. Look how pulled in the defense is from Japan. Trying to cheat to the middle of the court, leaving that left side completely open.
Japan still with a very healthy lead here. And that doesn't help. Wu had that wonderful cut shot winner, then comes up with the service error. You can't be coughing those up when you're 5 points down.
And now Japan just 2 points away from 20. It's amazing how quickly you can take off when China's not fully in sync with one another.
The serve specialist, Koga, comes in. It's Hayashi who makes way. 18-12. And the short one doesn't fool anybody. Certainly doesn't fool Yuan, who, as you say, just reaches out that wingspan of hers. When she takes it at full extension, that's coming down from it must feel like about 15 feet in the air when she takes this.
And when Yuan's full extension, she makes it look effortless, so easy, even when it's a slide. That's how important it is for her to have the perfect setup high enough.
Yuan now at the end line. Oh, my goodness me, they are hitting so well in this first set, Japan.
And Japan earlier wasn't going too much to the back row attack. Right now they are showing how confident they are at hitting from any point of the court.
Let's see Ishikawa again. We've seen plenty from Koga. We've seen Koga at the end line. Oh! Heads you lose. That one bounced off the head of Kotona Hayashi there from Wang.
It all started with that three-option pass from Wang, keeping China so in system, allowing the offense to be ran from the slide.
Well, they need a run of points on serve, and they're running out of chances here in this first set. Again, the passing game absolutely on point. That's a very important dig to deny Koga. And nobody home. Li Ying finds a big gap in the back row there. There's one of those points they need.
Li Ying's that player when you're down, you want to keep feeding her as much as possible. Doesn't matter if it's a secret or not that she's getting the ball. She makes production happen.
Pass a little bit offline here from Ishikawa, and she gets blocked as a result. Well, not a perfect pass, and I tell you, Coach Manabe has immediately put a halt to this. China on the comeback here.
There's the block Gon's been looking for, the monster block China is known for, and once that gets going, they are so hard to stop.
Gon came into this match with 11 blocks in this year's VNL. The message here from Coach Manabe is finish what you started. I mean, they've given themselves such a platform here. If you'd have offered him a 19-16 scoreline at the start of this match, he'd have said, yeah, we'll take that, thank you very much. But he's right as well. Just nip this momentum in the bud, because China are building up something here. The setter, Dio. Send it down the line. Back set. Koga. That's ultra efficient here, the Japan captain.
And this is where some hitters might go with a roll or tip, especially when Ying Li is right in front of you. Koga is showing that she's not intimidated by this Chinese block.
Japan get to 20 points. Ooh, that's not very good. Make that 21 off another ace. The aces are continuing to come thick and fast. Nichika Yamada.
I love this interaction by being head coach literally grabbing his player. She's going for it. Watch him grab her. He's saying there's absolutely no way I'm letting you hurt. I've never even seen that. Love that interaction.
Third ace from Yamada. Where's this one going to go? Oh, it got a bit crossed up. That just did not fall kindly at all for Ayaka Araki. who just couldn't get out of the way to let her setter get there.
And Japan had an 18-12 lead. That seems so long ago at this point. Just getting a little out of system.
And you don't want to be seeing Lee Ying-Ying serving at you. Nice from Ishikawa. Araki, no. Got some hands on that to slow it down. Wu will come in, and we're not slowing that
down. Incredible reach by Yu. The approach was perfect. Contact made at the highest peak of the set. The thing is, Japan's block looks good. It's connected. It's just not tall enough.
So Lee, the lefty, sending it wide again. Ishikawa handles that. Oh, they've got underneath this one as well. And here comes Wu. That's not going to be an easy one. She's bullied at the net, bullied Japan at the net. That was really good work there from Wu. Are you going to get the benefit? You bet they are. I mean, that is some cut shot from Gong Zhang Yu. That is, wow.
Gong Zhang Yu putting all the velocity from her body into this approach to where she comes down on the ground. That shows you how hard she's hitting, literally snapping her whole body in the air.
Well, you know, that big lead, it's getting a bit narrow. China just down by 2 now. Service error. The problem is when you're playing catch-up, you've just got no margin for error at all.
This is where you might see Japan not serve as aggressively as they were earlier. Again, had such a big lead.
Let's see what Iwasaki does. Oh, sneaky one. Setter just has to send that over. A real chance here for Araki, and she's grabbed it, and suddenly they've got breathing room again. 23-19. Going to be tough to come back from this, and he knows that.
Araki is such a clutch player. When the ball is set to her, teammates can breathe. She is so consistent. She's precise, and she brings that intensity.
Iwasaki on serve once again. This will go backside. Oh, brilliant bit of rescue work there from Koga. Hayashi can't get through the block. Koga will come in and just let rip straight down Main Street at Lee Ying-Ying, who's got no chance, and that's set point.
Japan spreading the wealth when it comes to offense, getting the back row involved again. And Koga has a wide open net. I'm shocked China didn't have even one blocker against her.
Koga's had an outstanding first set. Iwasaki sends in a short one. Gets picked up. Should go. Wu rips it. I mean, that was so good. Koga was in the vicinity and could barely even move as that ball flew past her.
When Wu's hitting at you, you got to make sure your block is strong so that the defense can set around the block.
Can they just keep it going here, China? This for the set. Ooh. I'll tell you exactly what happened there. That China block got into the head of Katona Hayashi. I think she almost changed it mid-shot and tried to go for the angled cut off speed. It ends up with a nothing shot, but still plenty to work with here, Japan. It's got to stay cool. Iwasaki sends it backside. That's going to be kept alive lead, but it's come over on second contact. Another chance at it. Oh, now they're out of sync. Koga can't attack. Yuan goes for the little dink. Somehow that's been kept alive. Goodness me. I mean, that is outstanding libero work, and still it goes on here. Kojima, who had that, the libero. She can't set up a winner. Here comes Wu, and China are not going quietly.
Biggest rally of the set so far. Both teams getting such great digs, but eventually China's offense is just suffocating Japan right now. But that up from Kojima, she is all over the floor. China is going to start avoiding her at all costs.
Well, the nerve end's jangling again on the sideline for Japan. And it's all about picking your moments for your timeouts. This was absolutely the time to do it. 24-19, you're cruising. 24-22, you're still in great shape. But all the momentum has shifted over the other way.
But Japan has to remember they had an 18-12 lead. Completely giving points up to China.
The pressure is on Wang Yuan. Got to get this serve in play and put enough on it to make it difficult for Japan, and that's not really very difficult at all, which is why it's been able to be put away down the line by Hayashi. And off that timeout, Japan finish what they started so well and secure the opening set here against China.
Great response by Hayashi. She's being such a clutch player, and she's not really tipping or rolling. She's doing a good job at continuing to find that line shot. Not sure that's going to work out in this second set. I imagine China making some adjustments, probably taking away that line shot with the block, letting the left back come into the middle more.
Got to be impressed with how Japan came in and set the tone in the first 5 or 6 points. It's like, we're not going to be bullied, we're not going to be overawed, we're not going to be intimidated, we don't care that we're playing in Macau. We got a game for you, and they executed it so well. Koga in particular, I just thought she was so efficient. I mean, she really did set the tone for the rest of the team.
Koga leading the gym with 7 attacks. No one yet in double digits. The wealth absolutely being spread around. But the serves for Japan.
Well, Nichika Yamada with 3 ace serves. I tell you, this is a gambling capital. Anybody who would have had Yamada for 3 ace serves in the first set, you're probably a millionaire by now. Nobody saw that coming.
To have 3 aces in general, one set's hard enough.
Strong start then from Japan. They've given themselves a platform. Mind you, they took the first set against Brazil. And we know how that finished.
And the China fans are just wanting more right now. And again, China, not a sleeper team, but had a slower start a couple days ago. And that second set just completely unleashed. So I do not expect the second set to go like the first set energy-wise. Sold out packed house. The environment could not be any better for China right now. Sold out crowd with the fans. And they were getting so loud, especially when China started getting insane digs of their own. Even though they're known for the blocks, the defense in the back row is absolutely stepping up.
They're looking for their team to give them an excuse to make some noise on a consistent basis as we just check out the attack zones in that first set. First from Japan. And here for China.
So China definitely leaning to the outside, but they are getting their middles much more involved than Japan is, and that shows you that when China's in system, they're able to run a fast tempo offense. Japan not really going through their middles right now, and their middles can go all out. That means Japan really needs good serve receive and good digs this second set.
So you've seen the numbers from Koga there. I'd like to see the errors. I can't remember one from Koga. She was so efficient. Gong top scoring with 4 along with Lee and Wu, who came off the bench and made an impact. Now, let's see if Japan can keep this going or whether China will get themselves up ahead of steam here. First point on the board. No, it's not. Good rescue. Can't get a winner there. Ishikawa can't get a winner with the push deep. Wu's back there. That's a sweet cross court there from Li Yingying.
Look how off the net Li Yingying is as well. This is not even a tight set, but she reaches that high. Look where she makes contact. She has that ability to hit from wherever she wants without going to a roll or a tip shot.
I mean, that one falls kindly for a lefty, but you've still got to have such fabulous technique to put that away the way she did. The 0-1 serve. Ibasaki, that didn't work out. Oh, that didn't work out either. Breakdown in communication on the other side of the net as well.
Really, it's all about who can stay in system and consistent. Right now, both sides taking turns, getting that momentum.
Well, here's the ace machine. Nothing there for Yamada this time. Ooh, stretch set, and that's going to come back. China will now get themselves set and settled. And again, good contain work from these Japan blockers. Ishikawa can't get through. Brilliant from Wu in the back row. And now China again. Ishikawa again can't get through Wu. Huge back bump set comes in. And the cross court, that doesn't go. Lee is denied. But they look to finish it here. Is there a lift? Yeah. That's a shame. It was a great rally, but everybody could see the lift.
So much contact being made at the block. Right now, Japan had multiple hits in a row where they're barely touching those fingertips, but Wu is guarding everything at the back. Oh, the fans they're feeling better right now.
It's like, yeah. What was that first set all about? We didn't come here to see that. Lee at the end line then, 2-1. Yeah, lovely pass. Iwasaki sent it backside. Ooh, this is coming back over. Koga denied by Lee somehow. And Araki can't get a winner. This will come over and be dispatched. And that's what Japan have to avoid. Don't let China transition. Gong Zhangyu merciless with the swing.
What's impressing me the most about China right now is the digs being made. The tallest hitters on the court are even getting down, making digs to target. Excellent defense.
3-1 China here in set 2. Lee staying on serve. Too long. Side out.
And now Yi Ling passing. Probably going to be a target to try and get her out of system.
That's what they want to do all night long. Those lovely passes, setting up the quick set inside to the middles who take it early, and they're so hard to defend for anybody.
Li Ying handling that serve perfectly. And again, we knew she was going to be a target. She's not back row to be a passer. She's there to be a hitter.
Wang with the put away this time. Looks like he's got all day to set somebody up, and that somebody is Ayaka Araki, who puts it away.
Araki's such a fun player to watch. She just has a job to do. She's consistent. She's never worrying. She's who you want to set in clutch situations.
Ishikawa. He's a big server, and that one was way too big. It's good to make about Japan. I mean, as a group, they're not a highs and lows kind of team, are they? They're very steady. Something great happens, back down to business. If something bad happens, they forget about it, they move on. You don't tend to get them going into slumps like you do with some teams. As Gong sends that one in, again, it's a lovely pass, and Koga just nails it.
Another team that reminds me of France is Thailand, and you can see these teams have success when they're steady Eddie. Don't get too high,
Yep.
Don't get too low. You have to forget about the last pass.
Yep. Araki puts a bit too much error. Oh yeah, we're seeing the service errors, but as we said earlier, and it's worth repeating ourselves, Japan are not going to win this match. They're not going to come close to winning this match, playing it safe from the end line. Wu has certainly made a nuisance of herself since she came in early in that first set off the bench. Lovely pickup again from Kojima. Just couldn't get there, Yuan. Sent it away from Li Ying.
Hayashi, again, not the highest vertical, but she has such good form, and she is a smart player. She sees Li Ying alone blocking her and goes to the left of the hands.
Wow, that's a set. That was a set from Dio. And that one is finished at the second attempt by Lee. I love that first set. Wow, I know it didn't get a point, but wow.
And good sets like that carry on to the play, and Li Ying making this tip look so easy. Look how high she is over this block. Japan's timing was perfect. They were connected. She is just that lethal at the front.
So China with a lead to protect here. And it's their two-time Olympian middle blocker, Yuan Jinye, at the end line. They set up the back row attack, and Ishikawa's looking for hands and finds hands.
I didn't even see hands from Ishikawa. That shows you how fast this offense is going. Oh, barely touching the fingertips. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. So if Wang had had a manicure, that wouldn't have caught at all. Yeah, couldn't pull it in. Could not pull it in. Dio put in an impossible situation there. Just like that, China's lead has been erased. Good contain work again to deny Lee. I mean, this is an interesting one. Wu coming out of the back row. Great rescue work from, I think, your favourite player, Kojima. And there's the stretch set, and it's Fukudome, actually, the libero, who got the first one but couldn't get the second one.
Li Yingying really pulled in towards the middle. Haven't seen that many plays like this from her. Look where she takes off. She's almost literally in the middle of the court, really throwing off Japan's block.
So China front running. Dio with serve. Where's this going? Comes up perfectly, absolutely perfectly. Quick back set, and that's lurking with intent there is Nichika Yamada.
Japan really finding success on the right side. That line shot completely wide open.
Just pulled off on her service game a little bit, Yamada there. That was just too easy. These middles for China, they're going to gobble those up all night long when it's that simple. So China stay front running as Lee pops up in the rotation at the end line, and she flukes an ace serve.
Li Yingying saying, I'll take that thank you net. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. The server doesn't mean to hit the net. The defense does not have time to react. It's the perfect storm for the servers.
Perfect storm for these fans as well. They love that. Lee puts a bit more on that one. Ishikawa picks it up. Ishikawa goes cross court. Wang's there to meet it. Wu catches hands. This is going to end up backside for Iraqi, who runs into trouble. Wu Mingjie sends that back.
Perfect block by Wu. I honestly thought Japan was going to get past it because that block was set up late, but watch her arms. They go back into the court. There's no way her left hand is not going to face front.
She was on her own on that block. That was a one-on-one. China starting to build it up a little bit, and then when you absolutely have to have something, where's your captain? Where's Serena Koga? And how easy does she make this look?
And Koga, you're right. The approach just looks effortless, even from behind the 10-foot line. She's so good at moving that ball around. When she's at the front, she hits line. Now back, she's hitting cross.
Not hard to see why she's one of the competition's leading scorers. Iwasaki, the setter, goes down the line. Wu with a pass. And Gong says, see you later, taking that so high. She can drop that inside the 3-meter line and away.
That might have been the hardest snap we've seen this entire day. Look where this ball lands. It's all in the snap of the wrist and her body, literally snapping in the air.
Beautiful hit from Gong. Ooh. Koga can't get a winner out of that. Again, a terrific rescue from Gong. And they're going to have to get themselves reset here, because back it comes with Ishikawa, and that's down the line and away. Off Wang Yuan.
Again, really out of system, but doing such a good job at adjusting on the fly, and this line shot is just killing China right now.
Mai Ishikawa then. And serve again, it's a lovely pass. Great effort, but that was mission impossible there for Tona Hayashi. As Yuan just crushes that one with ease. Do you volleyball players not know what a lost cause is? I mean, we've seen this every level of this game. Koga, cross court. That's not going to go. Great rescue from Wang, and what a put away off that dig as well. Wu Mingzhi, who's really given a different dimension to this Chinese attack since coming on.
And her libero, Wang Mingzhi, is getting so excited after that hit, really in sync in system, being so aggressive.
Now it's Masayoshi Manabe's turn to get his players back to the sideline. Momentum clearly with China, and he's got to break it.
And for Japan, watching Kojima, their libero, she is the definition of back to basics, the fundamentals of volleyball. In serve receive, she literally puts her platform up in the air. Like she's practicing passing before it even happens. That's what you do when you first start learning volleyball. That's why I'm sure coaches would appreciate that. Just shows you how important the basics are to continue doing even at the pro level.
Well, it's all about knowing who to bring in if somebody's struggling as well, and Tai Bin had no hesitation in bringing in Wu Mingzhi into the fray. That set a message to everybody else. You better shape up as well. Lovely dig from Gong to deny Hayashi. Oh, brilliant finish from Li Yingying again. Judged that distance to perfection.
Perfect corner from Li Yingying, even going by Kojima, not caring that it's the libero facing her. There's so much power, and behind that triple block.
Now, Ishikawa out for Arisa Inoue to come into the back row here. And the short one comes in. Iraqi's alert to it. Koga. Oh, come on.
What an arm swing from Koga. She is so fluid in her approach, and China's block was there and set up. But she uses her vision to read the back row defense. That block from China looked great. She just did a good job of going around.
Got a sub in server here in the middle blocker, Airi Miyabe. Oh, it's caused a bit of a problem as well, hasn't it? Oh, great dig from Miyabe. Koga with a bump set. Bunch of net called there for Hayashi. That's going to catch hands on the way through, yeah. Yuan Jinyue doesn't miss many of those.
And picking on the new defensive player, Ari, going right for her, making the right decision.
Wu on serve. Those stretch sets, they contained Koga this time. And a little bit of touch play there from Yuan Jinyue, who I think had that contained block earlier as well. So the big middle blocker for China starting to dominate this phase of the set, and it's going to be another timeout called here by Japan as the set's now unraveling.
And China was doing a good job at using the middle in the first set. Good things happen when they can run that fast tempo offense because Japan's only able to put one blocker up on the slide. But this looks familiar. The first set, Japan had an 18-12 lead against China. It's all about validating. China put in the legwork, has a 6-point lead. But unless you stay consistent, Japan can come up against you and take that back.
Yeah, you are getting busy in the middle here for China. 17-11 lead as Wu serves Koga. Lovely pass, back row attack. And that is good enough. Great effort from Wu in the back row, just too good a hit.
Japan's solid from the back row right now. China's not getting a block up fast enough, and Japan's really moving the ball around to the corners.
We're seeing another switch up with Matsui Tamaki coming in at setter. Iwasaki sitting down. Interesting player. She's playing in Brazil last year, we're playing in the United States for the next season. Let's see what she can do. She'll set Koga. Well, of course she'll set Koga. Go to your hot hand. She'll set her again. Koga denied twice. This is great defense from China, and then a huge swing from Wu is too big. Looking for something on the way through and doesn't get anything.
Not sure if Wu was looking for the hands right here. It might have just been a fluke, not able to snap her hands enough. Yeah, I don't think she was going for the hands. I think it just was an arm swing that didn't work out.
Yeah. Japan trying to fight their way back into this. Oof, Koga with a dig to deny the lead cross court. There might be a bit more work for Japan to do defensively here. Lee Ying-Ying beaten once, but not twice.
No one can pump her teammates up like Lee Ying-Ying. She is so dominant at the front, and when she doesn't get the attack, she's gonna get set again. Touching the hand, still going over the block.
So 18-13, still that healthy lead. Service error.
China absolutely wants to be first to 20. Whenever a team gets first to 20, it's kind of a little mental game. It's discouraging to your opponent.
You can see the winning line, can't you?
Absolutely. It's the red zone.
Well, guess who? Wow, I mean, Hayashi just had to turn around and take cover as Lee unloads on this one.
Hayashi might have been trying to dig or simply protect her face. That's all you can do in this swing against Lee Ying-Ying. When that block doesn't take away the line, you have to get your platform ready.
Down the line serve again. Oh, not sure quite what happened there, but I tell you, it worked out very nicely for Japan. Inoue ends up dropping this one short. I think he's taking a little touch off the block there. If you're Japan, you don't care how you win the point. Just take it. Yamada. Boy, wouldn't she like to find a couple more aces to go with those early ones. Not going to get one there. Nothing doing there either as Gong Zhang-Yu scruffs it off the block. And there's the magic number. China on 20.
There's the basics from Kojima.
It's an interesting switch-up Japan have made here, and they're making the most of Arisa Inoue coming on and working with Matsui Tamaki here. I wonder if Japan will continue this going into the third set.
Sometimes you have to just change up the...
It's giving China something different to think about, isn't it, defensively now?
Yeah, change the chemistry up. Make it harder for them to read.
Wu. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wu mirroring what Inoue just did, which is go off the block with this tiny tip. Wow, doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, that is so sweet. And that's exactly what she played for as well. Beautiful shot. Oh, my goodness. Oh, come on. You're behind, you're chasing the set. Rotation error?
You had to know that China was not going to let Japan come in here and take all the momentum, especially after dropping a set to Japan.
Well, you can see his reaction. He thinks this is a bad call. I must admit the player reaction from Serena Koga. I'm asking the question of Jafar Ali here, who called that.
Coach Masayoshi not happy whatsoever. Even was looking like his feet were on the court a little bit.
The problem is with those, you can't challenge. You can't get an overturn. Once that whistle's gone, move on. Lovely pass. Koga flying through. It's amazing how many gaps that she finds on the floor on the other side of the net, Serena Koga, over and over again.
And it started with that perfect three-option pass from Kojima, especially after that drama before that first pass, not letting it stop her.
Still China pretty much unassailable here. There's another nice pass from the libero, and Yuan puts that one away, takes it early, takes it high. I mean, we're getting a lot of libero love here. Wang Mingjie showing that she can do that stuff as well.
Lesson for both China and Japan, avoid the liberos. You cannot afford to serve them. It's going to be a three-option pass.
Gong with the serve. Again, a lovely pickup. Koga this time, but that's just going to get contained, and there's a very good chance that Gong can find somewhere. No, she can't. Kojima picking that one up. And then same story on the other side, and the finish is from Li Ying. Well, that's a way to bring up set points, sorry.
Absolutely. Li Ying finally putting the ball down after the battle of the liberos, and Li Ying touching the ISO block in front of her.
Serving to level it up at one each then. Lovely sneaky serve. It was very well picked up as well by Kojima, and Hayashi will just delay the inevitable here unless Airi Miyabe can conjure up something absolutely magical from the end line here for Japan. This should be it. Oh no, they've got some contain there on Yuan. And yeah. Well, you always want to see this. They may get to set point, the other guys. Make them sweat.
And build momentum, even though it'd be really hard for Japan to come back in this set. You can start doing some good things, whether it's serving and take that into the third. And right now for Japan, their defense looks great and their shot selection looks pretty good as well. China's just outplaying them.
Hayashi coming up with an important one just to keep this alive here. And Miyabe went cross court last time. Stays that way as well. It's going to be picked up, and Wu will just rip it off the hands and away, and we are level at one apiece.
Great ending to the second set from Wu, and what a response from China. Not about to roll over to Japan in front of their home crowd. Sold out Galaxy Arena. China just looked in system. They're passing, they're serving, their shot selection. And the crowd was behind them as well. Great second set for them. It has to be frustrating for Japan at some point because their block doesn't look bad. Their shoulders are touching, the pins and middles are connecting, the hands are pressing. China just has the length and the athleticism.
So we are level at the end of two. And we'll be popping down onto the floor to get some reaction from both camps and the coaching staffs, hopefully, with our colleague Mark Perkins. So yeah, slow start for China, but just get the vibe around the place. This crowd's a little bit happier than it was 20 minutes, half an hour ago. The expectation that they're going to get the win here, well, they'll have to work for it still. China bossing it in terms of the attack hits. And the one ace as well. The opponent errors, they're not really a feature of the game, but when these Chinese hitters get going, it's so hard for any defenders to do anything about it at all. So, one apiece. We are definitely going 4 here. And who knows, Japan could be going into another 5-setter. Well, I think we can get some reaction, first of all, from the Chinese camp. Tai Bin with an interpreter down there with Mark Perkins. Let's go down and join Mark.
Tai Bin, firstly, how good does it feel to play in front of 6,000 fans screaming for your team?
对，就是我们这有这么多的中国的粉丝，你觉得就是怎么样心情？
对，很高兴，整个场上的气氛也很好。
He thinks that the atmosphere is so great, and he's so happy that there's so many Chinese fans here.
Japan really tested you in the first set, but you serve received so much better in the second set.
对，就是他们说我们第二场的时候表现比较好。
对。第一局我们没有完全打开。
So he thinks that for the first round we didn't really do a very good job, but in the second round he thinks that our player plays well.
Are there any changes coming in this next set for you?
就是你觉得来到这里有什么变化？
什么？
就是来到这个场地有什么变化？
我们加强防守。
We will do better at defense.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time, Tai Bin. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Back to you, Nick.
Yeah, thanks very much. Brave of you, Mark, there, to ask if there's going to be any changes for Tai Bin. He's not going to tell us, even if he's got anything planned. And why would he? So we got some reaction there from China. Let's hear the Japanese perspective. Mark.
Well, the coaches just said go easy on him. Well, you've not gone easy on these 6,000 fans in that first set, did you?
Well, the China is one of the strongest team in the world, so it's not gonna be easy, but we try to fight back.
In that first set, you were so strong for the service line and offensively. What changed in the second? Was it just the way China shaped up?
Well, we try to keep our offense strong, but their block is pretty good, always good. So we have to find out the way to get the point.
And all the substitutions are working well and scoring heavily.
Yeah, I hope so. From next set, we try to, a little bit, our offense stronger.
Well, we're enjoying the show. Good luck for the rest of the game. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well done. Well, they are putting on a good show, aren't they? It's fantastic down here.
It's pretty good from where we are as well. Thanks very much indeed, Mark. Yeah, we had a terrific first two sets, and like I said, I'm just looking around this arena, Shelby. I'm not seeing too many empty seats at all.
I wish we were down there by the court, because on TV it doesn't do it justice how hard these hitters and how high they get in the air.
Just taking a look at some of the block locations through that first set, and plenty down the middle, as you would, of course, expect. You said this Japan block holding up pretty well. This was an area that heavily favoured Japan when you just looked at the physicality of it all. But Lee Ying and their teammates on the outside are having to deal with a very solid Japan defence here, led by Araki. So 1-1 after two. Strap up, here comes set three. Yamada with serve for Japan. Yamada with an important dig there. Keep it alive, and that's going to fly. And I'll tell you what's interesting, that we're seeing Arisa Inoue staying on the floor. We wondered whether she'd stay. They're just giving China something a little bit different in terms of a look here.
Sometimes teams just have to change the vibe, the chemistry up on their side, and with that, it's going to throw off your opponent as well across the net.
Yeah, it's Ishikawa who is on the bench. Ooh. That wasn't good from Gong. So a real chance to jump out early here, and then Araki decides to take on Wang and come second.
Wang making this look easy. Look how high she gets over the net.
That's a 184 middle, taking on a 196 middle. And there's a nice serve from Lee Ying, and it doesn't matter about height if you're sending in a serve like that is just dancing around in the air there.
And for height, for Lee Ying, when it comes to that, most servers are trying to serve over. She's really serving down rather than trying to go up and over the net.
Nasty serve. It really was. And she's fluked an ace off the net cord as well.
Second net ace for Li Yingying. Might need some new stats for her.
And he's thinking, great, just what I need. We're in enemy territory, we're on the road. Li Yingying's hitting winners off the net cord. Got to be good from Koga. Nicely defended by Li Yingying, who seems to be everywhere on the floor at the moment. This is free ball Japan. They've got to do something with it. And Inoue does just enough. Yeah, it's a despairing effort from Dio Lin Yu to try and get the pancake there, but not enough. So Iwasaki. Ooh, that's not a great pass. They're going to get away with it. And there's a chance here for Inoue. Nice dig from Dio. Now Wu can try and attack through. Mixed it up nicely. Iraqi's just about kept it alive. And pancake there from Lee. And then there's the block anyway from Iraqi. Well, they always seem to have control of that. It was a really nervous looking point from China, and Japan eventually get there.
Iraqi shutting down China's offense and the crowd in here as well. Perfect timing. I just love watching how aggressive she gets, the energy she brings to her teammates.
Yeah, leave it alone. That's going out. Well, Wu's got that one all wrong. I guess we have to mark that one up as another ace serve for Japan, for whom they continue to come. Koyomi Iwasaki saying, yeah, you bet it's an ace, I'm taking that. Wu hasn't exactly handled this one particularly well either. Now, can she clean up? No, Koga's back there. Bump set from Fukudome to Inoue, who just gets absolutely stuffed. Kept alive somehow. Typical Japan scrambled defense, and they'll keep this alive as well here. Iwasaki backside. Clever, clever from Katona Hayashi. Well, how do they win this point?
It's who can get the most digs right now. Hayashi finally finding success in the middle of the court, which always is open. But China does a good job at taking it away through that block, forcing the ball to go higher.
Some outstanding reflex work defensively as well from Iwasaki and Inoue. Just give them that chance at it. Again, great libero work on a Hayashi swing. Fukudome with the dig at the libero position. They've got not one but two really good liberos, Japan. Worth making that point. He doesn't like the way this one started out.
Good call on taking the timeout because Japan has all the momentum right now, and you're right. They can play any libero and get ups happening.
Well, 5 points in a row against China. It's dampened the mood a bit.
But again, China's that team that, for some reason, they don't always come out hot from the start. They sometimes have to be pushed in order to have that happen, and Japan just has that fire under them right now.
Yeah, China are getting pushed now, that's for sure. A team that features 8 Tokyo Olympians in their squad. And a handful of 3 or 4 Rio Olympians from 2016 as well. Got their hands full here with Japan. Wu will attack this, and again, tremendous work from Fukudome in the back row there. And where's this going to end up? Shunted over but out, and again, you've got to look at the libero play. That's again Satomi Fukudome showing that she can play some pretty solid back row work.
Fukudome getting the ball up, but I even thought that ball was down. And she might have thought it would go down too, but all you do is can put the effort in. And that was a quality touch. Great play. Saki serving really well here. And
How many times have we seen that from Koga already? Inoue can't get through. And Hayashi can't get through this time. Fukudome's there again, scrambling around. Inoue goes for the little one. That doesn't work. The dink doesn't work. Wu will just wind up and attack it. And again, outstanding work defensively. Inoue this time. Can't get an angle on that, but it's almost a busted play there. Japan will now attack it with Koga, and that's absolutely outstanding defense from Japan. And their transition game, red hot.
It was a great hit from Koga, but for China, you never want your second touch to be a pancake. That just doesn't make sense. That doesn't happen. That's a lack of communication right here. Something that Wang Mingyi usually does not let happen, but Japan's gonna score on you if you're that out of system.
Well, it's the PA announcers trying to get this crowd involved here because they're not liking what they're seeing so far. 8-3 Japan up here in set 3. That's coming back. And that gets blocked as well. Japan's defense is playing lights out at the moment, and somehow it scuffs its way through from Gong Zhangyu, who quite frankly won't care how China get a winner at the moment.
I'm going to say right now, I could see this match absolutely going to 5 sets. It's whoever's hot in that moment, because both these teams have very different strengths, making it a really interesting matchup.
That's what they want to get a lot more of. Wu on the block to deny the usually very, very impressive Aika Araki, but no way through this time. Now, is that the momentum shifter that China are looking for? He's still really early in the set. Anything can happen here as Wang sends that one over. Again, Inoue working it through the block.
Good eye by Japan. Shinyue was so far off the net when contact was made, something that doesn't happen often. So that was a great decision to go right into her hands from Inoue.
Inoue now at the end line. Looking to just catch a little nibble of the sideline there, and it wasn't a million miles away. You like the idea, even if the execution wasn't quite right. Gong Zhangyu. 6-9 here in set 3. Lovely pass. Actually finishes the job with an absolute sizzler cross court there. I mean, the smallest outside hitter on the court by some margin, and she takes this one high. Look at the gap.
And Hayashi doesn't even have to be that tight on the net. Even when she's a little off, she's still going to be so aggressive.
Araki. Coming from the back row is Li Yingying, and that's just got too much off the high hands and away.
Li Yingying's a player China has to find, especially when they are in trouble. She is so consistent. Even against a triple block, Japan still cannot shut her down from the back row.
Goes too long. Hayashi goes cross court with this one. Quick take. Yuan is so hard to defend on those quick takes.
There's not much reaction time for Japan to set up. And when China's on and can run that fast tempo offense, it gives Japan's defenders from the back and the front row block zero time to set up.
Yuan will now turn up at the end line here. 8-11. It's a decent one as well. A little duel at the net going on there. And Koga tries to clean up, can't do it. Gets another chance. And does it at the second time of asking. I'll tell you, you had Gong and you had Wang over there, and Koga had to really grind away to get the win, but she gets there.
Koga has yet to show intimidation against China's block. 13 attacks, leading the gym.
time doesn't work. Koga's there with the rescue. Inoue with a tough one now. With the block having all night long to get set for that. And Inoue way off net. You knew this was trouble.
China's block couldn't be more in system. The chemistry is perfect. Shoulders touching, hands pressing, and the timing. Look at this patience right here shown by China's block.
Up off the floor, setting up the back row attack, and Koga. You can hear this Chinese crowd saying, we don't want to applaud that, but it was just so good, we kind of have to.
Koga just taking the breath away from the China fans. At this point, Koga might have as many back row attacks as she does at the front.
This will get picked up by Lee. I mean, it's almost tempting to say who can outshoot who here. Is it going to be Koga? Is it going to be Lee? I mean, there's obviously a lot more subplots to it, but the two hot hands are there for everybody to see right now.
And Li Ying is just so consistent. She's not a player that takes errors. You want to set her as much as possible.
Do a lot of damage from the end line as well. Inoue picks that one up. Inoue will attack this. Oh, wow. Talk about finding a home.
Again, able to go past China's block. Japan doing such a good job at getting crafty with their shots. Inoue continuing to move the ball around.
Tell you, what an inspired substitution she's proving to be, as that one just sails a little bit on Iwasaki. When you take Mayu Ishikawa out, one of your most consistent hitters, but lacking a little bit of height, and you switch Inoue in, and she's just blended right in, and as we said earlier, giving China defensively a very different look. I mean, Inoue's closing in on a double-digit game already. Japan continuing to cling on to this lead here. Long, long, long way to go. It's going to be good enough again. That's Inoue again.
Inoue now with 8 attacks, making such a difference coming in off the floor. Excuse me, 9 attacks. Give her flowers. She's constantly making progression, being so aggressive.
Sends in a short one. Doesn't fool you on. At the moment it didn't fool you on, you knew where that was going. That was an almost how dare you serve me short swing, that one.
That's a good point. That's how you want to react too.
Needed that. China having a fight here in this third set. Koga can't get through Lee. I mean, goodness knows how she's gone underneath that, but it is going to be a second bite at it here for Japan. Koga again. Too good for Lee this time, and again, it didn't power through, but had terrific touch, great direction, and Lee just couldn't get there.
Japan is really not reverting to off-speed shots whatsoever. Koga leading the way in aggressive attacks, not worried about the block in front of her, even when you end up in the middle.
Yabe back in again as the pinch-hitting server. With Araki checking out. Goes cross-court again to Wu. Wu catches some hands there. Can't get past Inoue, and Koga will look to take this on. That's a brilliant bit of work from the libero again. It's going to stay alive through Hayashi. Koga goes for the dink. Too good. Too good.
Look at the body language from Koga in Japan. They look like they don't have a worry in the world. And seeing across the net, China and their leader Bin so frustrated with how this set is going right now.
That is so funny, because you were looking at the Japanese squad and you talk about body language, as I was looking at Tai Bin, and I was looking at his body language as he's annoyed at having to call a timeout here.
He has every right to be annoyed as well. His team has the upper hand. 6,000 fans on your side. You are one of the most dominant teams in the country in any sport. And right now, Japan's looking like they don't have a worry in the world playing them.
It's going to take something special to get this third set back under control. They're in a bit of trouble here, Japan. Ooh, tries to get them out of it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. A great effort from Miyabe, but that was just too good.
And look how often that Wu is right here. She's nowhere near the net. That is not a tight set whatsoever. She stalls, does a two-step approach, but she can still hit that far down because she has the vertical.
Wu now. That was so Gong, excuse me, really long. That was Wu, excuse me.
Wu visibly frustrated,
yeah.
And even when a player makes a huge attack and then an error, it almost stings even more. You just canceled it out for yourself.
It's a bad one as well. Hayashi with serve. Dio tries to take it on second contact, and that's not going to work. And driving in and blasting it out of the back row is Inoue, who is now in double figures.
Wu is in the right spot to receive that attack. Her platform drops. That's a problem. Watch right here. Platform. It moves. It breaks. If she would have kept the platform together and aimed to target, that would have been a great dig.
Now, the big noise you heard there was not because Wu Mingjie was removed. It's because Zhang Changning has come in. Reinforcements added. Koga. How on earth did that come off the floor, and toughing it out there right in the middle was Nichika Yamada against a setter.
And now Japan reaching that red zone, the 20-point mark. That is so discouraging to your opponent, especially when you're as down as China is, down 7 points.
Hayashi looking to pour on the misery. That's actually had no choice there, Dioli knew, but to take it. But it's still how you execute, and she couldn't have done it better.
It's all reaction for Lin Yu, taking matters into her own hand, using that peripheral vision, seeing that right side of Japan's court is wide open for that dump.
Yuan. To get up off the floor. Here goes Inoue again. Absolutely laid into that one. Kept alive somehow. Free ball and a really short one as well. Iwasaki will send it over to Koga. See you later.
17 attacks for Koga. The next closest player in the gym is Li Yingying with 13. Koga is going off right now. China can do nothing to stop her, and they're trying to take away the shots. She's just going around them.
Well, Koga makes a mistake. I'm not sure I can remember another one from this match.
Even Koga's human, apparently. We just learned. But when you have that much of a lead, those serves simply don't sting as much when they're missed.
Yeah. As Dio has to try and eat into this 6-point deficit here, and Koga's like, yeah, okay, you're calling me out for the error. Call me out for this one as well. A clean, straight down Main Street winner out of the back row.
And I really like that. The fact that the ball was given from Iwasaki back to Koga, giving her a redemption chance and getting that attack.
Yamada. Interesting serve. Lee gets contained again. And, this is coming back off of a knee, I think it was. It's put up in the air by Hayashi. Iwasaki is going to send that over. They'll have to win it again here, China. Finally. Took them 3 goes to win that.
Such a fluid swing from Wang, looking robotic. It's perfect. Number 7, look at that. How she jumps and swings her arm. She's so in sync.
Here's Lee, who does have 3 aces, I think, to her name already. Not going to get a 4th there. Inoue, clever. Made Dio absolutely try and take that on with no one behind her as well.
Inoue silencing the crowd of 6,000 people here in China. Not even with the hardest hit, but a smart shot. Not to be scared off by Gong's reach in front of her.
(23-16). Iwasaki with serve, and Lee not the greatest of passes there. They'll get a piece of this. Iwasaki will send it backside. Hayashi, that's up and away, and there's a bit of contact at the net, I believe, from, I think that might just have been Zhang drifting in. Let's take another look. Yeah, it is.
One of the downsides of being that tall and athletic, overcorrecting to the net.
And just off the bench as well. Not really up to game speed. This is set points galore here as Zhang takes one off Fukudome.
Power hit from Yu Jing. Look how high that ball goes from contact from Japan. That shows you how hard she is hitting. And Zhang really brought in towards the middle, throwing off the blocker.
Well, there's one set point saved. And here comes another chance. Oh, it's another terrific bit of work there from Dio this time. Here goes Zhang again. Gets through the block, but not the back row. Iwasaki will set it up down the line. Comes straight back over from Inoue. And then there's an overpass that gets punished. And Zhang says, we're going to make you sweat.
Surprised to see that overpass from Japan, giving Zhang a point on a platter, taking full advantage. I don't expect Japan to continue overpassing.
You won't see many. And if you're going to have an overpass, do it when you're set point and the other guys are on 17.
That's a good point.
Right, still set point. Iwasaki send it over to Inoue, and that'll do it. Japan take a 2-1 lead. And you can hear the reaction in the Galaxy Arena. I mean, they're a little bit stunned, these fans. A lot of people, and I'm putting myself in this list, said this is going to be a 3-0 win for China with home advantage, the way they match up against Japan. But you have to give full credit to Japan. The 3 sets they've played so far have just been near flawless.
I'm stunned to see how Japan is playing offensively. Not that they ever played down, but they are facing one of the biggest blocking teams in the nation. And Japan is not hitting extremely hard. Just like this hit from Inoue, going for the smart shot in the middle of the floor, forcing China's tall players to get beat getting low.
So, 2-1, Japan. Taking that one very comfortably indeed as well.
If China can't come back strong this set, I'm not sure they can even come back in the middle of it if they don't start out strong.
20-10 attack points? Are you kidding?
I would love to be in the China huddle right now.
Well, they're probably wondering what's going on. I mean, that's Koga, that's Inoue. They've been huge on the outside for Japan. Koga, as we say, you count the errors, they're almost irrelevant. 18 points for her, and Inoue adding 12 from the bench. Hayashi in double figures as well. So it's a balanced attack that Japan are showing, and it's an efficient attack that China are having to deal with here, and they're not dealing with it very well.
I think if Japan saw that probability of winning the set, it was Japan 49%, China 51. Japan would not have liked that. They have earned a lot of respect right now. Their defense, of course, like always, is on point. They're serving hard. But their offense is the story tonight, which we did not expect. They're not even... China doesn't have a bad block. Japan just hitting around right now.
Japan serving efficiently as well. You'll take those numbers. China not quite so efficient.
And China has to absolutely buckle up and be ready for Japan to be going all out from behind the service line. For Japan, raise the bar a little bit. Try and make it a goal for your servers to have 3, even 4 serves behind the service line.
13 digs for Wang, the libero. I wonder how many digs between them these two liberos for Japan have got. Well, Fukudome has 9, and I think Kojima's probably got that many as well. I mean, we are seeing elite-level libero play here today.
And when the offense is struggling, the digs are what get the crowd going.
what they want is what they've got. Zhu Ting is on the floor. Well, that shows the seriousness of the situation for China. The superstar, coming off that very, very busy domestic season, she's in. Something else for Japan to worry about. Nothing doing there. Inoue can't get through the block, but will scramble it to keep it alive. And Koga, that's going to come back over on first contact as well. Kojima sends it back to Inoue. Now they'll look to transition here, and will they get Zhu Ting involved? Oh, great rescue there to deny Lee. What a rally for this first point. Zhu Ting with the dig. Gong comes up way short, and Japan hold firm defensively again.
And that play was just completely sped up. It looks like Japan can really see the end in sight. China just trying to extend the point right now. No hard hits on China. They're just trying to keep the play going.
Well, with Zhu Ting on the floor, they don't have another ace to play off the bench. This is it now for China. And on the board first. They'll target Zhu Ting in the passing game. Again, the contained block from Iraqi is great. Here comes Zhu Ting!
First attack back in from Zhu Ting. The crowd is going wild. Look at this reach. Look how her body is snapping in the air. It does not get more powerful than that back row attack.
Lee sends it long.
You know Lee is frustrated right now. The biggest momentum breaker is after a huge play, a huge dig or attack, whatever it is, the crowd screaming, then you miss your serve. There's just nothing that kills momentum like that.
Keep it in play at the very least. Instead, it's Iwasaki. Serves down the line to Zhu Ting. It's going to come back to Zhu Ting. That caught hands, that's gone. To say that Zhu Ting gives Japan's defense something else to think about is the greatest of understatements.
The smallest touch from Iraqi, you have to blink to even see it.
This is going to be a real test psychologically, as again, very, very impressive. Inoue just finds a hole on the floor. You know, there's no fancy highlight reel stuff that we'll see from Zhu Ting, but that's highly efficient again from Arisa Inoue. He tries the roll shot. Koga denies it. Oh, talk about a dig as well. Oh, Zhu, has she missed it? Yeah. Yeah, she has.
Again, miss throw from Zhu. Again, she's coming in cold shoulder, trying to find different placements, working around the block of Japan. That was a great swing right there. She owns it, though, immediately.
It's hung up there. Iwasaki sends it backside. No winner for Hayashi. Here comes Zhu Ting. No, that's going to get caught. Nice pick off there. Koga, that's going to get picked up as well. And it'll come near side to Gong. Brilliant rescue off the floor. My goodness me. How did Hayashi get that? Here comes Zhu. Still can't get through. Outstanding defense again. Koga, no. Great defense on the other side. Gong, no. Japan's defense will not give. And then Koga says, right, let's put it away. That is just lights out defense, and there's nothing he and his team can do about it.
I've said it multiple times. I'll say it again. This is now my favorite play of the match. Both China and Japan having stand-out defense. Nothing for China to be frustrated about with this play.
Gotta go. Yuan says, yeah, that has got to go.
Yuan with the arm swing. It's almost in fast-forward motion. Perfect connection with her and her setter. That ball in a tiny window from Dow.
Gong with serve. Picked up by Kojima. Nice stretch and Hayashi. Lovely change at the point of attack there for Iwasaki, the center, and Hayashi finishes the job.
Hayashi's been so clutch, and right there she was really pulled in. Obviously the line shot not an option, but she still moves the ball around in the seams.
Lovely tempo on that. That what opened up that gap for Hayashi to exploit. So Yuan trying to get there. Shooting not exactly perfect. Let's see what she can do from here. Nope, not going to get a winner from behind the 3-meter line. Koga, nope, she doesn't get a winner. Lee there defensively. Here comes Zhu Ting. Ooh, did that take a touch? You bet it did.
Look at the reach from Zhu Ting and the power. It just is so perfect from her. So many Zhu Ting sides in the crowd. Oh, they couldn't be any happier right now. Minus the score.
Well, yeah, apart from looking up at the scoreboard, yeah. Zhu Ting now serving. Kojima with a lovely pass. Look how early that is taken. That's how you got to deal with those. And Nichika Yamada puts it away on the slide.
That might be the quickest play Japan has run, and it starts with that perfect in-system pass, making it easy for Waski.
Zhu Ting with the pass. Fukudome will send that straight back over. Dio will stretch it out. Oh, my goodness me. Lee Ying-ying just drills it straight at Hayashi. And Lee Ying-ying doesn't even bother to put the hand up to apologize. I mean, this is game face on now for China.
And they're fighting for their country. China is in front of their fans. They're against their rival.
Yuan cross court. Nasty one. Koga sends it back with a bit of extra spite.
20 attacks from Koga. Almost has a full set on her own. Being so clutch, China can just do nothing to shut her down or even get a touch.
Gong will pick that up. Nice pass. Oh, my goodness me. Lee Ying-ying denied by Fukudome. And Inoue runs into the block. Nice rescue there from Yamada. Back row attack. Denied by Zhu Ting. Oh, brilliant stuff. Gong finishes it off. What another just fabulous high-quality rally.
Gong putting her whole body into it, ending on the floor, and going for the hands of Japan. But that dig from Fukudome is incredible.
Dio with serve. Lovely pass from Inoue and Koga out the back row. Only one possible outcome. She's still not worked up a sweat. I mean, she's just so effortless with it, isn't she?
Koga's one of the most fun players to watch because you're right, effortless is the word. She makes things look easy.
That's what the greats do in any sport. Yamada serves Zhu Ting. Not the greatest pass again, but Lee will wind up an absolutely unstoppable cut shot.
The contact made from Lee Ying is so high in the air. Look at that cut. Her shoulders completely turn all the way around. Look at her shoulder. And her pinky dropping, forcing that ball to the front.
Still China with some work to do here. Still early in this fourth set. Ooh, and a misplaced there from Hayashi. A rare sight. And that's the result. Inoue ends up off a set from the corner, sending it long, but that all came off the Hayashi misplaced pass.
Japan's so out of system. When a ball is set that high, that tight, that's usually when the outside rolls, which is nothing wrong with it. That makes you avoid what happened to Inoue, that error.
Now, does Lee go after Hayashi again? Yeah, better this time, though. And it's got to be better from Inoue. And it is.
Inoue did not like that whiff in the last play and demands that set again, and she fixes it with her arm swing with the snap of the wrist. Left to your screen, perfect approach, avoiding the block, everything right in that hit.
Inoue up to 14 points Iwasaki sends the sneaky one in, and it almost paid off. That's going to get picked up. Iwasaki will feed Inoue again. She's into the block, but it drops out. They were ready to raise the roof. Well, that's clearly out.
15 points for Inoue, and somehow continuing to use China's block in her favor.
Tai Bint needs to call a timeout here, and as much as we're purring about Serena Koga, Inoue 15 points off the bench. What a chief support role that's been.
Off the bench, Inoue second most attacks, and you're right, coming off the bench, she is tied with Li Yingying, who China definitely wants to continue finding and taking advantage when she's in the front in rotations. And again, Japan, we talked about how they're not the most physical team. That's not how it looks right now. They're playing physical, they're playing like they're big, they're playing smart. These digs are insane all over the floor. And I think the biggest thing is they're not playing scared against China.
Backside set. Gong again denied by some crazy work in the back row. Hayashi can't get a winner, and Zhu's got no real play there. And connects with the antenna, no angle at all to work with. China just keep waiting for Japan to crack, and it's not happening. And there's not a sniff of it happening.
We talked about how important the quick start was for China. It didn't really happen this set. Building themselves a hole right now.
I mean, this is more or less must-side-out territory now. Oh, it's an awful one. It's an awful one from Lee. Oh, my goodness.
It has to be hard for China to not get frustrated right now, and even worse, to get discouraged. The second a team gets discouraged, that's when the match is over.
Well, I think that's the danger that Tai Bint has just seen here, because it's virtually back-to-back timeouts. So he's played his last card here. Well, look at that run of points. China threatening to run away with this in 4. I seem to recall you pre-match saying this is going to be a 4-setter, but be honest, did you see Japan winning it in 4?
Not really, simply because of how China responded in their last match. Not really. And China has 6,000 fans. Basically, all the odds were in China's favor.
I thought for one moment you were going to say, yeah, I fancied Japan to win this 3-1, in which case I would have called you a liar.
You would have called me out.
I would have called you out. Well, it's not over yet. Don't count China out just yet. Oh my goodness. I mean, these are bad misses. Bad misses. Wang going wide. I mean, that's off the Lee overpass as well, and that's off a timeout. I mean, there's nothing Tai Bint can do now except hope they can drag themselves back from this. Zhu Ting is struggling to stay alive. Koga just plants the reset. Should go this time from Zhu Ting. Brilliant defensive work for Gudoma again. Now Koga will have a go at this, and everything is clicking into place for Japan. That's a point they had no business winning.
Keep finding Koga. She can do no wrong. And a big part of that is Japan taking away shots from China. It's not all about the block touching the ball. It's forcing hitters to hit into their defense.
Zhu Ting with the pass. It'll come over to Araki this time. Says no, not happening. And now Gong is getting blocked out of it. I mean, China are on their knees here. They're absolutely on their knees. Gong's out. I mean, if he could find the cavalry, he'd send from right now. Tai Bint, as Zheng Yijin comes in. Much more of this, you'll be getting a game. I mean, anybody. But Tai Bint, I think, at the moment. And the sneaky short one doesn't work. But in all seriousness, I think Tai Bin's at that point. Who else can I use here? I mean, I've tried everything. I've got Zhu Ting out there now.
And sometimes these coaches are trying to save the players' shoulders, and the fact that they have to take them out of the rest and put them in the match just shows you how desperate things can get.
Wang serving at 9-16. Kojima with a perfect pass. Hayashi unloads, looks for hands, gets hands, side out.
Japan can honestly do whatever they want at this point. Run some different plays, put in some different passers, hitters, experiment right now.
Yeah, China breaking bad here. Let's see if they can rally and at least make it competitive. Li Yingying says, well, that's the way to do it.
And that's what Li Ying is there for, to score off the hands of Japan. She is one of the highest reaches in the world. She should be going off the fingertips in front of her.
7 points the deficit. It's the new player, Zheng, with serve. Oh, is that caught? It has. Wow.
I didn't even see the touch on that. I thought that ball was going straight out. And now Koga has 24 attacks. Oh, she can do no wrong right now. China has to figure it out against her.
Wow. Miyabe checking in again. Zhu Ting. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it.
Look where the ball lands for Zhu Ting. It's in the middle of the court from an attack, not a tip or a roll. That's how high she gets, how hard she hits.
Well, can they come back from this? Zhu with the push serve doesn't really do anything at all, and it got exactly what it deserved. Yamada on the slide.
When a team's running a slide successfully, that just shows you from top to bottom how in sync they are. Passing, setter-hitter connection, everything going right for Japan.
Hayashi goes cross-court at Zhu. No winner there for Yuan. The push is the right idea from Inoue. Come over, and Hayashi will pick that one up to deny Li Yingying. A clever little dink, and Yuan. They're just all over the place. They're completely blown away here. Tai Bin knows his team is just beaten.
It's definitely a hard play to watch right here because that is not the typical China team.
No, they're shocked. They're shocked at what's been coming at them all match. Again, terrific defensive work. Koga will send it deep as well. Dio will hang it up there for Lee, and again it's rescued. Hayashi will pick this one up, and Koga will go for the little dink, and it's just everything is coming off. Well, I mean, you've got to play for pride. Zheng saying, I got the hand underneath that, give me the pancake, and it is going to be looked at. But even if they win the challenge, I think it's just a replayed point. Floor touch is the call. But did Zheng get underneath it?
Japan looks so loose and clearly been confident the whole match, but they look like they don't have a worry in the world, and they've earned that.
Oh, that's a great call. The pancake is there. She was absolutely right. Let's do it again. Down the line doesn't work for Lee. Koga off net. Yeah, was in a bit of trouble there. He'll get a second bite at it though, as Dio will send it backside, and Yuan a rift on that one. Koga catches the hands. Can they win it this time? Lee says finally.
Li Yingying with her 16th, 17th attack of the match. Being quiet a little bit the past couple points. China having trouble getting in system, giving her the point.
Well, they're on life support. They need something special from the end line. Yuan can't deliver. Koga sends it back.
And right now, China's not even moving. Forget body on the floor. Watch this attack left of your screen. No Chinese players move. This ball is just completely abandoned from the hit from Koga, and now the back row attack's gonna be there for her as well.
You're absolutely right. I mean, they're just gone. Dio up next. Pretty much mission impossible here for China. Fujima with another one of those perfect passes, and Inoue just drops it on a dime. I don't know how you keep Inoue out of the lineup, the starting lineup for the next match on this evidence. I mean, she's been big tonight.
And when you can be big against China, that goes even further for your coach. Inoue, relentless, not intimidated, and reading the play so well. There was a split, but only for a little bit. China eventually closed it, but her timing was perfect.
It's Yamada at the end. I remember those early 3 aces that we saw from her. Kind of set the tone for the match. Looking back. Lee's not going to miss that one. But Japan will happily side out from here. Damage has been long done.
Looks like Iwasaki was hoping that call would be Ling Yingying going over, but that just shows you the vertical and reach she has. Huge advantage for her.
Japan looking to finish the job unless Lee can catch fire. Hayashi, no, the passing has just been on point, and Inoue again just finding the space. Passing game has been great from Japan tonight, from first point to right now.
There really was no phase of the game Japan struggled with consistently.
Yeah.
If they made an error, it was going to be fixed immediately.
But you're so right what you said a few points ago. For China right now, when the ball's coming back at them, they don't even bother to try and get it anymore. It's like, we're beaten.
And that's the first saying you learn in volleyball. Body on the floor. That's what every coach will tell you. And at least get on the ground and make it look like the effort's there.
2 points needed to wrap up a huge win here, Japan. They might get one of them right here. Nope, not going to work for Inoue. Zhu Ting. Oh, too hot.
Aggressive hit from Zhu Ting, trying to give her team some sort of life right now. It might be too late, but she's doing everything she can do at the front.
Well, if they can get 4 or 5 points, it could yet get interesting, but I don't think anybody's putting any money on that. Oh, that's come back from Koga. Now they're starting to play a little bit scrappy here. China, Zhu Ting will wind up, and does that catch any hands? I don't think so. It's going to get looked at. The referee doing absolutely the right thing. If you're not sure, send it upstairs. But the reaction from the Japanese players was, we did not touch that.
Well, I was looking at Zhu Ting's reaction, because every time she makes a mistake, she puts her hand up in the air and owns it. She's not one to try and pull that acting.
But the interesting thing is, I think one of the Japan players has said, yeah, actually I did touch it. So, Japan still with some work to do here. Trying to get tricky there, Zhu Ting. A Zhu Ting that's not 100% up to game speed yet, I might add. A game speed Zhu Ting does not miss that. But here we go. We are at match point. And what a moment to be introduced. Kurogo will come on and be told, go on, you can serve an ace and win the match against China. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Let's see. Kurogo for the match. This should come back. Yeah, took a touch, Lee Yingying.
20 attacks for Lee Yingying. Really strong performance from her tonight, but it has to be frustrating when you're really carrying the energy load for your team. You need help, especially against a scrappy team like Japan, who's going to keep that rally going.
And that's the difference, isn't it? Lee has stood up strong. But whilst it's been Koga for Japan, look at all the support she's had. Big difference. And what a game plan this fella's put in as well. Coach Manabe has done his homework on this China team. Still not over yet. But we are at a bunch of match points, and his body language doesn't seem to suggest we're on the brink of a miracle comeback here from China. Just getting a little conversation going on here between our first referee and the scorers table.
What a match this has been.
Yeah.
Even when China had the momentum, Japan wasn't playing bad. A couple errors here and there, but this is one of the best performances I've seen top to bottom in all sets in a team ever calling a game.
Yeah, right across the board. And as an aside, there was a slight chance that Japan could get dragged into that Olympic qualification battle that's going on between Canada and the Netherlands. But a win here in 4 pretty much means that whilst we'll certainly be seeing China in Paris, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing Japan as well.
Japan playing like they deserve to be there.
Oh, yeah, no
absolutely.
question. Nobody's going to be playing them in Paris, or here for that matter. Not on this evidence. It's been a fabulous performance. Does it end here? Yes, it does. Hayashi into the block and down. And Japan have stunned a near silent Galaxy Arena here. I don't think they can believe what they've just seen, these fans. They came for a party. They're going home.